As a child, do you remember dying of dysentery, cholera, getting bit by a rattlesnake, having your oxen run away? If you did, you're like me and grew up playing the Oregon Trail game. So here we are today at the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center in Baker City in Eastern Oregon, and this is truly part of the Oregon Trail. So you're going to see the ruts out here. 175 years ago is when they came across from the eastern part of the country looking for the promised land. All of your belongings for your entire family were in a wagon like this.
Yeah, unbelievable.
To leave everything behind, where you had a house, you had a job,
You had family.
you had family. Some left family never to see them again, just hoping to find something better. So come along and join us on our journey as we head back in time along the Oregon Trail.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting. We're going to get to see firsthand what some of the folks on the Oregon Trail got to deal with when they came through this valley, because it is, what, 40-mile-an-hour gusts, you said, potentially?
Yeah.
Anyway, so you've got a bunch of hiking trails here. So we're here in the Interpretive Center, and then you can walk out here. There's a point, and then you can kind of see some ruts from the actual wagons, which is really cool.
Oregon Trail.
Yeah, all the way down
the
here.
Ruts come.
So all the different wagon trails. You got to walk a couple miles though. So they say it's going to take a couple hours if we even figure to do it. But we're trying to make that decision. All right, so the journey begins. I guess we're going to find out how good these mics really are, because this is the strongest wind that I've ever been in. Like, as far as like trying to do a video, I mean, this is insane.
Like, seriously attempt to knock you over.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know how we're going to even be able to try to do this, honestly. But anyway, like I said, they got these loops. Got a panorama point, Flagstaff Hill, and the panorama thing's way out there. Look at those beautiful mountains, though. Those are the blues. The Blue Mountains. Absolutely incredible. You can imagine when these carts are coming down this hill, this is what they got to see. And this could be the weather they were dealing with.
Look at up here.
Oh yeah, so that's a legit mine.
That's it right here.
Oh yeah, because they said that it was built on top of a mine. Is
That's
that the
them
photo?
in it.
Oh,
It's
cool.
right here.
Well, this is gonna be you in it here in a second. Oh, folks, you've never been in a mine before. You're about to.
Whoa.
Oh, there's bat. Oh, there. Oh my
yeah, it
God.
says there's bats in there.
No, that scared me though. Those are birds. Those are pigeons.
There's
pigeons in there.
Oh, there are pigeons in there. Oh, whoa.
It doesn't say you can't come in, right?
No. I mean, they would have a rope out here.
It feels so cold.
It is cold. Oh my gosh, this is so trippy.
Whoa! Dude. Oh my gosh, dumb bird. But here, you got little mine carts. That's cool. Yeah, that's neat.
Ooh.
What a cool little thing to be able to see. But the fact that the mine actually imploded, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, cool. They got little rocks in here, like your.
Oh yeah.
What a cool stop. We've been here since 10 o'clock. It's now
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, and we're not even done yet. So if you really want to see it and see everything about it, you're going to have to be here quite a few hours. So pack a lunch if you need it. Got this little shelter for help you for heat, because in the summer times it's got to just be unbearable. But we're stopping in here because we're trying to get away from some of this wind that is absolutely just ripping. And it's going to be a tough hike back up. Going down so far hasn't been too bad because it's kind of pushing at your back. But once you have to start going up and it's in your face, oh man, we're going to be chapped.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to be a deal. It's not going to be ideal. Okay, well, back out we go. Still making our way.
The only way we know how.
Really nice trail, though. As you can see, it's paved, so that's awesome. So you don't have to worry about being out here. We did see a sign that there's a bunch of snakes out here, which is my favorite. I just love rattlesnakes so much. Just kidding. I hate those little stupid things. But absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Not going to find too many hikes where you got a view like that. That's for sure. So just envision for a moment, you come up over this little hill, and they kind of knew from guidebooks that it was coming. So when they knew the Blue Mountains, they were excited for it. But you come down this hill in your wagon, you're having a good old time, and then all of a sudden, you see those and you realize that you have to cross over that. And you have to hope and pray that you're here in the right time of year, because if you hit this in the wintertime, you're done.
And they said even in August that there would be hail and ice and snow sometimes that would get in their tents. So even August, they would, yeah, some of the years that they were traversing, winter started early.
Yeah, and you see those snow peak mountains. That's what they said. They said, do you show up and just see blue mountains, or do you see snow peak mountains? If you see snow peak mountains, you knew it was going to be a tough trip. Oh my gosh, we walked a long way. Oh gosh, Flagstaff Hill?
No wonder it was so easy getting here.
Yeah,
it's all downhill.
Going back's gonna suck. All right, so we made it to the overlook. Took about half an hour. We're moving pretty quick though down the hill. Up the hill now is going to be the real struggle, but pretty cool overlook they got out here.
Oh, there's the wind hitting it.
Yeah. A view to the blues. As you look across the Baker Valley, you are seeing 160 years of change. The mountains in the distance, known today as the Elkhorn Range, the highest portion of the Blue Mountains, look much the same as it did when settlers first passed this way. However, the valley would have looked quite different, which makes sense. There's a bunch of farms down there now. Yeah, there's a lone pine. So there used to be a lone pine that they would come to, and once they saw that lone pine out here, they knew they were getting closer. But that pine is now was felled by immigrants in 1843. Bummer. That'd have been cool if they had kept that. So come this way. It gets worse here. Oh, we're gonna fly away.
Way stronger than I think we had at the Oregon coast.
Oh my gosh.
And we always talk about the Oregon coast and how windy it is.
This is the strongest wind I've ever been in.
Yeah. I'm scared to walk. Like, I don't want to lift a foot up, because having one foot up means you're no longer totally stable on the ground. Bye.
You can probably run really fast right now. Go for a jog. All right, we're getting towards the end of this trail. We got to ascend back up there, which is too bad because it's getting warm, but we're getting to the ruts. Got an old wagon out here, which is cool. You know, Kim and I have been doing a lot of history on this today, and they said they came here for land. I think it was a lie. I think they came here for the beer.
Yeah, that's lifted so you can
there
see
we
it.
go.
They came for the beer.
Yep, came for the beer. I think that's the truth. All right, Meeker marker. Swirls of dust choked oxen and pioneers as they crossed the sagebrush plains between the Rockies and the Cascades. Wagon wheels, hooves, and feet of thousands of travelers left traces in the earth. The ruts of the Oregon Trail at Flagstaff Hill, which is where we are, and on Virtue Flat are a major, well-preserved reminder of one of the epic routes of travel in American history. Ezra Meeker, a pioneer of 1852, marked this trail segment with this granite marker in 1906.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, that's it? That's the marker?
Here's the marker.
Oh, how cool is that? That's awesome. So they just put a marker here.
So that you know.
You're on the right track.
Wow, so look at this. Look at it's all trails, all throughout here.
Huh.
Oh, it gives you goosebumps.
Welcome everybody to a little bit of history of the pioneers. What we're talking about is now you got two different sets. So like I said, they didn't really want to fall behind one another because of the dust. And so a myth is that they all just kind of followed in line, and that's not true. Sometimes they had to, of course, but other times they would split. And then at the end of the night when it was time to set up camp, of course, and they would circle around the wagons and what have you. But yeah, it's crazy that some of these ruts these ones are getting really kind of
grown over.
Yeah, so these are the ones that are getting kind of grown over, and then this one here is still pretty prominent. So yeah, if you want to see this stuff, try to get out and see it while you can.
And you can see because where these two now joined, now you can see how prominent this one is, because now you had both of these paths joined together in one. So we were down there. So where the big sign is, where you stop at the bottom, and you can see like multiple sets of ruts are there Were they all theirs, or?
Yeah, so that's the thing. It wasn't ever, they didn't go, like, if you go to Guernsey, Wyoming, it's really deep, and that's because that's the only place they had to pass.
Got
So
it.
that's what you have, where you have the big sets of ruts. But in reality, the Oregon Trail was actually several miles wide.
Right, that's kind of what we figured. I mean, otherwise it would take forever if you just went in a single file line, because there were so many of them that were going through.
And so only when you get to the places like right out here where they have to go down, and then you can see here it splits.
It splits.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Makes sense. Okay.
As they go into the valley.
All right, so that's it. We're heading up the Ascend Trail now, back up there, which is going to be crazy. It wasn't a bad hike, but just know, like, if you can't make this hike, which is a few miles, you can actually just pull off on the side of the road, and you can actually see some of the wagon rut trails from there, which is awesome. You can walk 50 feet and they're there. The cool thing about coming down here is you just get to see the panoramic view, but you also get to see the marker where they marked the Oregon Trail for the folks that were traveling, for people that were coming down after. They just had a mark saying, hey, you're heading the right way. But yeah, so we got to climb back up this pretty steep hill, and then moving on.
Almost a mile.
Almost a mile uphill.
0.8 of a mile.
Woo, and it's getting warm too.
Yeah. Jacket's off. Sweatshirt's about to come off.
Well, this is why they pay us the big bucks to make the film.
Yeah.
Just kidding, they don't.
So
Another thing we learned too about the Oregon Trail, which was really interesting that you don't really think about, is that the majority of the time they actually walked. They didn't actually ride in the wagon. So it was 15 to 20 miles every single day for 6 months. They were walking, which is crazy. Some, women carrying babies and kids and what have you. They said that the wagons were just too rough. And not only that, but they just had too much weight in them already. Like, the ox were suffering because of the weight. So they just had to walk it. So if you could imagine, here we are complaining about a 1 mile hike up a mountain or hill. These guys were doing it 20 miles every single day for 6 months, for 2,000 miles.
And it says some people went through 10 pairs of boots in 6 months. Gosh. For the amount of miles. 2,200 miles.
Ooh, all that for how much land did you get?
320 per person.
320 acres.
320 acres per person. If you were married, you got 640.
Kim and I were just talking about, we can't even find an acre.
Yeah, we want a house, just 1 acre.
How times have changed. Keep the wagons moving. Let's go. You only got 20 more miles today. I'd have made a good wagon master. These wagon bones are tired and sore, and my seat just won't hold you up no more. If it is a wagon ride you seek or a photograph to keep, even if it's just for fun, please visit one of the younger ones. Oh, that's funny. They don't want you on this because it's too old.
Death on the trail. After months of travel, you've learned the odds. Nearly 1 out of every 10 dead. A grave every 80 yards. But numbers can't describe a child's death under the wagon wheels, a mother's sudden end from disease, or a friend's fatal gunshot accident. With fewer hands to help and less love to sustain you, the trail grows ever lonelier by the day. The original ruts carved by pioneer wagon trains are located just below the Interpretive Center. The light traces running through the sagebrush bear silent witness to tens of thousands of immigrants who passed this way. The stories told here at Flagstaff Hill recall the days when the United States was young, the trail was new, and the people moved ever westward in search of the Promised Land. 100 pounds of bacon per person, 26 pounds of cheese per person, 5 pounds of tartaric acid, 20 pounds of rosin, 20 pounds of black lead, 5 pounds of peppers, 5 pounds of soda, 50 pounds of rice. Guidebooks recommend carrying this much food with you. Do you need this much?
Do you like scary movies?
Yes. One person on the trail will need all of these supplies and much more. Preparing for this journey takes careful planning, shopping, and packing. Aside from food, think about what other supplies you will use daily, such as clothing, candles, and matches.
We have laid in supplies and preparations for many months. I have read many a guidebook and have gained much advice.
Agnes Stewart Warner, an immigrant of 1853, expressed feelings of many when she wrote, "Come 20 miles today, hard on a man and beast, very warm, nothing but hills, hollows, and rocks. Oh dear, if we were only in the Willamette Valley or wherever we are going, for I am tired of this." Trail's End. For those who had risked all, life, limb, health, and wealth, the banks of the Willamette symbolized the completion of a dream. They had not truly arrived at the end of the trail. They still had lands to claim and homes to build. But the rivers and the fragrant smell of cottonwoods confirmed that the transit of the American West was complete. What did all that mean? What did it all mean? It was the greatest mass migration in North American history. The pioneers crossed nearly 2,000 miles of wilderness to chart a new destiny on the Pacific slope. The experience marked their lives forever. Their journey became a badge they wore until death. They knew they had made history.
Well, what a pretty cool exhibit.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to come out here to Baker City, definitely stop by this exhibit. And if you're interested in the history of the Oregon Trail, because it is pretty cool.